President Obama's liberal cohorts continue to use the so-called apocalyptic sequester to try and push through their radical left-wing agenda. Earlier today, Senator Harry Reid took the art to using scare tactics to a whole brand new level. Watch this insanity.
Most of the headlines are focused on the hours the sequester has cost travelers in airports across the nation. The frustration and the economic effects of these delays should not be minimized. But the sequester could also cost the country and humankind a cure for AIDS, Parkinson's disease, or cancer. These arbitrary cuts have decimated funding for medical researchers seeking cures for diabetes, epilepsy, hundreds of other dangerous and debilitating diseases.
Now Republicans aren't just responsible for dirty air and dirty water. They're now preventing doctors from finding a cure for cancer and all these other diseases. Joining me now with reaction, the co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend, Tucker Carlson, Fox News contributor Jacques DeGraff. Really? Is that how low we're going to sink now? Because we have trillion-dollar deficits. We're spending more money this year than last year, and this is the type of propaganda and BS he's going to spew?
Sean, the D.C. has been filled with gas bags, obstructionists in both parties. The fact that...
All right, with the collar on, I'll say truth, Pastor. Amen. Hallelujah.
But the fact of the matter is that the U.S. government is spending more money than it's taking in. And,
right.
at the end of the day, that's the problem. And
so we agree.
So we 100% agree.
All right, so he's saying...
That's the problem. We agree on the problem.
So we're going to spend more money this year than we spent last year, even with the $85 billion in, quote, sequester cuts.
We will spend more money again, yes.
Yeah, all right, so now but the Democrats are propagandizing, saying...
That's where we're going to probably disagree.
That's not propaganda?
No. I'm just saying, when we start to make it the Democrats are going to... I'm saying the problem of spending more than we've taken in has preceded the Democratic administration.
Okay, but nothing to this level. Whose idea?
It's a bad idea.
Whose idea was the sequester? Whose idea was it? Obama's.
It came from the White House.
That's right.
Republicans agreed to it.
Okay.
Everybody passed it. It's a bad... It was never meant to be implemented. It was meant to drive people to the table for an agreement.
Okay, but you can't make an agreement with Obama. He's a radical ideologue. Tucker, what do you think?
Well, you've heard this before, the idea that any cuts to government will strand people with terminal illnesses without a cure, and if we just pass this or that bill, embryonic stem cell research, whatever, will cure Parkinson's or AIDS. It's an insult to people with Parkinson's and AIDS, because the truth is, it's not that simple. You don't just flip a switch and these really complex diseases are cured. This is ludicrous, and you have to sort of wonder who sat down and wrote this and what the majority leader thought when he read it off the card. Does he really believe this? Is there a single person who buys this? I don't think there can be. You know what, Tucker? I disagree. I think this propaganda, this lying campaign, they use it because they think it works. They demonize conservatives all the time. Anyone who buys this should not... Look, anybody who takes what he said at face value and is moved to vote on that basis should not be voting. Let me just say that. But they are. I mean, you're too dumb to vote if you buy that.
Rush calls them low-information voters. There's a lot of them. Let me ask you this. So it was Obama's idea for the sequester. The Republicans also said, all right, you prioritize the cuts, and he said, I don't want any part of it. Why didn't he lead?
We can stand around pointing fingers at one another. At the end of the day, Head Start is being cut, Medicare patients are being cut.
Nothing's being cut. No. We're reducing the rates of increase, but we're not cutting anything.
But they're reducing the rates of interest, however you increase.
But we're spending more actual dollars.
At the end of the day, we're increasing the deficit.
But that too, but we're still spending more money, and he's claiming even with the more money that...
And what I'm saying is until Democrats and Republicans sit down at the table to address that real problem, we're going to be talking about the rhetoric of the day, which is the problem du jour, but it's not the main issue.
Tucker, I can't... Go ahead.
Can I just add one thing? Head Start is the rare federal program where the results are in. It's been around for 50 years, and we know conclusively that it has no effect on the education and attainment of kids past elementary school. It just doesn't work. I wish it did. It doesn't. And so the idea that it may have its growth slowed is not a tragedy by anyone's definition. It deserves cuts.
Reducing the rate of increase is smart if you want to balance the budget.
If you believe that, then eliminate it. If you believe you can get that through Congress, eliminate it, and Republicans will stand up for Head Start.
We got to roll.
Okay,
thank you, guys.